You're looking at a live shot of Rusty Wallace, the new leader in NASCAR Winston Cup points. Dale Earnhardt, who has led since the middle of June, now finds himself in a totally different role. And the two will renew their battle for the coveted crown in the Holly Farms 400, live today from North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, here on ESPN. 2 weeks ago, this event was postponed because of heavy rain in the Brushy Mountains. At that time, Earnhardt was points leader by 75 over Wallace, and Mark Martin was 255 behind. Then there was Charlotte last week. Only 13 laps into the All-Pro Auto Parts 500, Dale is out of the race. He would finish last and failed to complete a race for only the second time in the 1989 Winston Cup season.
Anybody can have trouble. We had it today, and, you know, if he wins the championship, which I ain't giving up, then the racing ain't over. But, you know, he didn't beat us today. We beat ourselves.
It's not like I fell into something. You know, if everybody remembers at the beginning of the year, I had 3 40-place finishes. I blew up, was the last guy out at Atlanta and at Martinsville, and then I blew up here at Charlotte. So I've got 3 like dead last finishes, and Dale don't have that. I don't wish anybody any bad luck, but I think he was kind of due one. I just didn't know if he was due that severe a one.
Rusty needed Dale's bad luck because he too had problems at Charlotte. A loose lug nut caused severe vibration in the car. That caused further handling problems that had to be corrected during pit stops. Rusty did finish 8th, 10 positions more than required to take over the points lead. So as we get set for race number 26 at North Wilkesboro, Rusty Wallace is leading by 35. And Mark Martin, who was 3rd at Charlotte, is only 157 behind.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the Senior Vice President for Holly Farms, Mr. Frank Rhodes. Frank, everybody on your feet! On behalf of Holly Farms, it's 45,000 employees. Welcome, race band, to Holly Farms 400. Gentlemen, start your engine!
400 laps at North Wilkesboro, and here is the starting lineup. On the pole from Kannapolis, North Carolina, in the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, car number 3 is Dale Earnhardt. Alongside Rusty Wallace from St. Louis, Missouri, he drives the number 27 Kodiak Pontiac. Starting 3rd inside of row number 2, it's Mark Martin from Batesville, Arkansas, the Stroh Light Ford, car number 6. And outside of row number 2 from Franklin, Tennessee, driving the number 17 Tide Chevrolet, is Darrell Waltrip. Starting in row number 3, Ricky Rudd, the Quaker State Buick number 26, and Bill Elliott in the Coors Ford car number 9. In row number 4, it's the number 25 car driven by Ken Schrader and Davey Allison in number 28. The 5th row, Terry Labonte in number 11 and Harry Gant in 33. The 6th row, Jeff Bodine in number 5 and Sterling Marlin in 44. And as we look at the rest of the starting lineup, the cars move down the front stretch and will be getting the green flag in one more lap, and this first lap ought to be a dandy, guys.
It certainly should be, Bob, and they're using radial tires here today. This is the 3rd time this year that they've used radial tires.
I tell you what, I can't wait. This first lap, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to watch, because who is going to lead the first lap and get those 5 bonus points? I can't stress how important it is.
Here comes the field, and the green flag is out. The number 11 car of Terry Labonte joins in. Let's go to Jerry Punch, who can has more. We have a spin over in turn number 3 as Rick Wilson loses control and slides into the infield grass. Just entering turn number 3. And no yellow flag is out yet. Harold Kinder and the NASCAR officials are watching the situation very closely, and now we will have a yellow. Rick Wilson from Bartow, Florida, spins over in turn number 3 on lap number 14. Bringing out our first caution of the day, and Rick started this race in 14 yards. Caution because of this, Rick Wilson over in turn number 3.
We don't know what caused the spin to start with. Evidently, he made some contact with Harry again, because Harry's in the pits. He's got some serious damage to the left front.
Loses several positions. Derek Cope, car number 10.
He and Dale Jarrett got together a little bit going into turn 3. Let's watch it again. Jarrett into the hardest Pontiac down on the inside, and it looks like he just touches Cope's car enough to get it out of control, and he slides high on the racetrack, but he does maintain control.
Spot away.
A few laps ago, this little incident between Jeff Bodine and the yellow and white number 5 on the outside of the 94 blue car of Sterling Marlin.
Well, it looks like they touched just a little bit as they started off of turn 4. Bodine goes very high, as we saw Derek Cope a little bit earlier. Marlin stays in the groove, takes the position. In fact, Bodine lost about 3 positions.
This is back for 12th position. Larry Pearson looking inside of Bodine going into turn number 1.
Yeah, he's another driver that ran good yesterday, but that little bit of a tap almost caused him to go around, but he did a good job of bringing that car back, because most of the time they say when you get a car sideways on those radials, it's gone. But Larry Pearson proved that you could bring it back. Long stretches of laps out there, and I think that worked to his advantage.
Well, we have a crash up in turn number 3 between 3 and 4 as Larry Pearson, Michael Waltrip, and Sterling Marlin are against the wall in turn number 3. Now Larry Pearson pulls away. There's the shot from the side cam on Michael Waltrip's car as he too pulls away. Gets the car going again. Sterling Marlin is also just involved in a crash, and here it is from the side cam.
He's on the inside of Sterling Marlin going in the corner. Ooh, and he gets tagged, I guess, or maybe he just lost the car. I don't know what happened.
But he gets sideways, that's for sure.
What? There's the other car coming in. Why did Sterling Marlin spin? I didn't see any.
It appeared as if Marlin was well ahead of Michael, who was spinning. Maybe there was something on the track that caused everybody.
Well, there's Mark Martin trying to get by Ricky Rudd and get back up in.
Here's trouble on the front straightaway.
Oh, Richard Petty, Kyle Petty, Hut Strickland involved. Larry Pearson also becomes involved. Here comes Jeff Bodine getting his lap back.
Yes, he did. Some very heads-up driving by Jeff Bodine.
But there
saw an opening and went through it.
There are 2 cars here on the main straightaway stopped. Hut Strickland at number 57 and Larry Pearson in 16 here on the main straightaway. And here's how it looked from our speed shot. See a car sideways on the inside, yeah.
Kyle Petty down on the inside in the peak Pontiac.
And there Larry Pearson gets tagged from behind. Richard Petty
ran over somebody. Pearson stays up against the wall, and then Hut Strickland comes in behind him and into the garage area after his encounter. Trouble over on the backstretch.
Richard Petty is in the wall. Richard Petty against the retaining wall just out of turn number 2. And it's Richard's second incident of the day, and it comes on lap 127. He was also involved in this melee down here on the straightaway that took out Hut Strickland and Larry. What happened?
A lot of cars running in there together. There's Mike Waltrip down on the inside, and Kyle Petty right on the inside of his dad, Richard Petty. They might have gotten together, and Richard's
of this crash. And you can see it way back in the background as it's coming up here.
Well, we're going. This is well. There's Richard Petty and Kyle. Looks like Kyle is slowed down, and Richard Petty is trying to get by him when Michael Walter comes up and touches him in the left rear, and around he goes.
So that's how it was from Gant's bumper cam. Now here's the real time from Michael's side cam. Watch and listen to this. Is back out onto the racetrack after spending several laps on pit road.
We have had some collision down the back straightaway, and they all saved the cars.
Oh, I was looking for a...
Look at Spencer is really wiggly off at the 4th turn.
I thought we were going to have a major crash there, but nothing happened. It's just a lot of paint trading by Alan Kowicki and Jimmy Spencer.
Put the bumper to him just a little bit, get him a little bit out of shape, then pulled on the inside.
And Kawicki wiggles a little, and here comes Morgan Shepherd past, and Darrell Waltrip also does.
Yeah, that little wiggle cost him 3 positions.
I don't know, it looks like he might have a tire going flat. It really does to me because his car is handling awful right now. Yeah.
Oh, here he spins on the straightaway. Just couldn't
His left
hold on
rear
to
tire
it.
is flat. See, the left rear tire is completely flat.
Jimmy Spencer had just committed himself to come into the pits. He's coming, you can see his car on the right of the screen. He's coming on down pit road as the caution flag waves. There you can see that left rear tire on Kawicki's car is completely flat.
Allen gets it headed in the right direction. It's a replay.
You know, he's lucky because he was right in front of Michael Waltrip and Terry Labonte. Both those fellows able to miss him. Also, Rick Wilson.
And he was able to not hit the wall too hard on the inside. I think he'll be okay if he comes in and gets some tires on it. Here he is again, going around. And you can see he just backs it gently into the wall on the inside. Don't think that did too much damage.
Yellow and white, Levi Garrett Chevrolet is running in second. We watch him from Harry Gant's bumper cam, and Phil Parsons and Brett Bodine are into the wall.
That's up in turn 4, just as they start off in turn 4. Bodine's car still moving.
Harry Gant's trying to get by Earnhardt. Can't make it.
Will not be able to do it.
Well, they were both sort of spinning when they came into the picture there. They were already loose and spinning up into the outside wall. Didn't look like Brett Bodine hit the wall. But Phil Parsons has some damage to his
That's the water.
Oldsmobile.
That's water. That's the overflow on the radiator. That's where the tube goes back in the right rear quarter, and that's water running out of the Brown Skull Oldsmobile.
Jenkins, Ed Jarrett, Benny Parsons, Dr. Dick Bergman, and Dr. Jerry Punch back in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, as we bring to an end the short track racing of the 1980s, Benny.
And I made a mistake, Bob, because, you know, all sports has a song about it, right? Well, I mentioned that to some of our producers, namely Neil Goldberg and Conrad Picciarello, that we needed a theme song or something that was stock car racing. They came up with a short track rap.
Boy, little did we think that something concerning auto racing, and especially short track auto racing, could result in a rap, but it did, and here it is.
Short track. When you're driving around at 110 and you pull up behind someone think is your friend, you pull alongside just to make a clean pass, and the next thing you know he takes you to the grass. Short track. Short track. They're not too fast, but they're not real slow. The walls are real close when you're running toe to toe with the sheet metal hanging, tire rubber banging. You better be prepared to do some real quick changing. Short track. Short track. Dale, Rusty, Markdale, Bill. They're running for the cup to make a real big kill. The stakes are real high on these real small tracks, so you better be prepared to do a short track rap. Short track.
That's the short track rap, and that's an indication of what can happen in short track competition.
Here very quickly. Now you can see Earnhardt up in front of him, so he's not too far behind Earnhardt. He's going through all that traffic good.
Spin up in turn 4. Michael Waltrip loops just ahead of Rusty Wallace, but Rusty manages to get by without being touched.
And here comes Harry Gant going to get his lap back. Yes, he does.
Oh, he almost got squeezed against the wall by Dave Marcus, but Gant did indeed get the lap back.
He will be a fellow to be reckoned with, gentlemen, in the last half of this race.
Wow, all kinds of action there. Rusty Wallace just missed getting hit, or hitting Michael Waltrip, and then Gant getting the lap back, but nearly getting squeezed against the wall by Dave Marcus. And there is Michael Waltrip, who caused this yellow by spinning in turn 4.
And he was directly in front of Rusty Wallace.
Boy, was he. Directly.
Yeah, Rusty's got to feel that he's living a charmed life.
Oh, Michael is having a few words to say to Rusty Wallace. There might have been a little bit of contact between the two boys.
The lap before, there had been some. I looked at it out on the racetrack, and there had been a little contact between them, and maybe there was a little bit more that time around.
Here he is just behind Jeff Bodine. And ahead, remember, of Rusty Wallace. Moving into turn 3, the spin will occur in turn 4. It's coming up here shortly.
There he goes. Round he goes. We'll see Rusty in just a moment. Now up. They never gets.
Now we'll see him. There he is. Amazing. This is for third place. Second is Ricky Rudd, but this is the battle for third now. Oh, we have a car on the wall. Jimmy Spencer slides up and bumps the wall between turns 3 and 4. The car is still moving. It's going backwards on the racetrack. NASCAR has still not thrown a caution flag.
I don't believe he can get back down across the racetrack. If he does, he's going to run into somebody because the car is all the way around the track.
Yellow's out. Earnhardt takes the yellow flag. Just stayed on the lead lap. He was just about to be lapped, but now this caution was a good deal for him.
Well, I don't think Earnhardt wanted to see this caution flag. He wanted to go and run this thing out the rest of the way. Now he's got to make another pit stop and hope the next set of tires that he gets on is as good as what he's had all day.
It's definitely going to be feeding time at the zoo now when they all go into pits. 33
laps to go. 10th caution of the day. Earnhardt and the others waiting to come in for a pit stop. Dick Berggren is going to call the pit stops by the leaders. Here they come, Dick.
Yeah, Earnhardt's coming down pit road. Cecil Gordon was way out by the wall. Earnhardt's on the top. Ricky Rudd, who had been running second, is on the bottom. Both teams, as you can see, working the right side tires right now. They've got the left side lug nuts loosened up on both. Doesn't seem to be either one with a big advantage, but Earnhardt's guys, David Smith just came around with a jack. They're a little bit ahead. Earnhardt a little bit ahead on this pit stop. Smoke coming off the left front. That's where the brake would let a little smoke come off. Earnhardt's down and away. Boy, he did it again. Earnhardt's guys beat Rudd. Rudd's guys could not have tried any harder. One of them fell down, pushing that car down pit road. Wow.
And the guy that gained the most on that pit stop, Dick Berggren, was Rusty Wallace.
Exactly.
He went
right.
in the pits running, what, about 8th position?
Yep.
Came out running 3rd.
Yep.
He has some kind of a transmission in that thing because he really gets a jump when he takes off. Look at it.
Here it is. Green flag is out. 3 more laps to go.
But Ricky Rudd was ready for it.
Yeah, he was. He is right with him. Ricky Rudd in the Quaker State Buick. We ride with him. Spin in turn 1. Bobby Hillin against the wall again. We'll see if the yellow comes out.
Yeah, I don't believe he's going to get off of that wall. But let's see. No, they're bleeding around. Yeah, he did get off the wall.
He did get off the wall. No yellow.
2 laps to go.
White flag will come out next time around. Here comes Ricky Rudd moving to the inside of Dale Earnhardt. He's not going to be able to pass him at the moment. Let's see what happens on the final lap of the race. Here comes the field down for the white flag. 1 more to go. Rudd is inside of Dale Earnhardt as they go into turn number 1, and both of them spin.
And Jeff Bodine takes the lead.
Earnhardt spins along with Ricky Rudd. Here comes Jeff Bodine, who'll come down and win the Holly Farms 400. Bodine wins as both Earnhardt and Ricky Rudd spin on the last lap. And Rusty Wallace is going to finish ahead of Dale Earnhardt.
Wow. Short track racing. Well, maybe Rusty Wallace and them knew what they were doing by not coming into the pits. Wow.
The final short track race of 1980s of the decade ends, and boy, it had a tremendous ending. As Ricky Rudd and Dale Earnhardt spun on the last lap, giving Jeff Bodine, who was running in 3rd position, the win. And more importantly, Rusty Wallace, who was running in 10th position, finished ahead of Dale Earnhardt. He finished 7th. Earnhardt finished 10th. And so he maintains the lead. Let's go to Dick Berggren, who's with Childress.
Well, Richard, you had quite a view of that thing. What do you see happen?
It's just racing hard. I couldn't tell. Ricky got into Dale. Hell, I don't know. Y'all seen it too.
What were you telling your driver? You were just talking to Dale. What were you telling him, and what was he telling you?
I just told all of them to be cool. We just can't afford no trouble now. We give it our best shot. That's the way it goes.
Now they're looking up pit road. Now the crews are going up pit road. Everybody's headed up pit road right now. Both the Childress crew is on its way up pit road, and also the Quaker State crew on the way up pit road.
And while all this is happening, Jeff Bodine has pulled into victory lane and wins the Holly Farms 400. We'll be right back. Ricky Rudd.
Ricky, what happened up there?
Well, I don't know. Dale and I got together. His handling went away after that last restart, and I got on the inside of him. And I felt like he came down on me. I don't know. All I know is we got together. You know, I hated that happened. We were going to have a good run for the victory there.
You guys had a conversation after this was all over. What was said?
I think we're discussing the weather, I believe. Just tell him out it was a pretty warm day out there today.
Ricky Rudd with a good run, but it didn't end in victory lane for him here this afternoon. Everybody's caught, and the weather is very nice indeed.
And here's a replay now of the action that occurred when the two came into the pits. That's Chocolate Myers, who is having a discussion with some of the members of the Ricky Rudd team. There's Larry McReynolds holding back one of the other members, and here comes an NASCAR official to say, okay, guys, cool it. The race is over, and there's no sense crying over spilled milk. Dick Bergman is with Dale Earnhardt.
Dale, what happened up there?
I've really seen it on TV.
Well, how do you see it? You obviously were involved.
I gave him the whole bottom lane. You know.
Dale Earnhardt obviously upset about this situation. Obviously not. How will this affect your championship view from here on? You got 3 more to go.
What do you think? They ought to find that son of a bitch and make him sit out the rest of the year.